What if some of the most mysterious stories in the Bible held secrets that were not just about ancient times, but about us today? The tale of the Nephilim, those giants who walked the earth, has puzzled scholars, mystics, and believers for centuries. But what if I told you that their story is more than just about giants? That beneath the surface of this ancient mystery lies a powerful lesson for humanity? In today's story, we dive deep into one of the Bible's most enigmatic tales. We'll explore the mystery of the Nephilim, unraveling the hidden truths that have been waiting for us to discover. But this isn't just about giants and angels, it's a story about pride, power, and the consequences of choices that echo through time. Stay with us as we journey into the heart of one of the Bible's most mysterious stories and uncover the lessons that still resonate today. It was a quiet evening in the small town of Jericho, nestled along the ancient paths of the Jordan River. The sun had just begun to set, casting a warm golden glow across the dusty roads, as the townspeople went about their evening routines. Among them was Nathanael, a young scholar with a passion for unraveling mysteries, especially those found in the sacred texts of the Bible. He had spent years studying, pondering the riddles and stories that had been passed down for generations. But some of the stories still eluded him, their deeper meanings just out of reach. Nathanael had always been drawn to the mysterious, the unexplained, the hidden truths that seemed buried beneath the surface. But one story, in particular, had haunted his thoughts for weeks, one that he couldn't shake from his mind. The story of Elijah's fiery ascent into heaven, and the vision of Ezekiel, were vivid and strange, but it was the story of the Nephilim that truly captivated him. Who were they? And what was the significance of their brief mention in the Bible? He spent long hours at the town's modest library, poring over old scrolls and seeking answers from scholars and priests. But no one seemed to have the answers. Some called the Nephilim giants, others said they were fallen angels, while others whispered that they were something far more mysterious. One day, while visiting the library, Nathanael met an elderly man named Ezra. He was a wandering sage and known for his wisdom and deep understanding of sacred texts. His eyes, though tired with age, sparkled with an inner light, and his voice had a certain weight to it, as if every word he spoke carried years of experience. "You seek answers, young scholar," Ezra said as Nathanael approached him. "I can see it in your eyes. The mysteries of the Bible have a way of stirring the soul. But the answers, they are not always what you expect." Nathanael, eager for insight, nodded eagerly. "There is one mystery that has been consuming my thoughts, the Nephilim. Who were they? And what does their story mean?" Ezra smiled knowingly. "Ah, the Nephilim, the giants, the fallen ones, the children of the sons of God and the daughters of men, as the ancient texts say. Some believe they were giants, beings of great power and stature. Others think they were something darker, fallen angels who walked among humans. But there is a deeper truth hidden beneath the surface. Would you like to hear the story as it was told to me?" Nathanael leaned in, his curiosity piqued. "Please, tell me." The story Ezra told was unlike anything Nathanael had ever heard. It began in a time long before the flood, in the early days of humanity, when the earth was still young and its inhabitants lived in harmony with the Creator. The sons of God, celestial beings of unimaginable beauty and power, descended from their heavenly abode. These beings, who were not fully divine but still of the heavenly order, found themselves drawn to the daughters of men, mortal women who were beautiful and full of life. It was said that the sons of God saw the beauty of these women and took them as wives, and from this union, the Nephilim were born. They were not like ordinary men, nor were they fully divine. They were something in between, giants in both stature and strength, with knowledge and wisdom beyond that of ordinary humans. Some even believed they possessed powers that were not of this world. The story Ezra told was unlike anything Nathanael had ever heard. It began in a time long before the flood, in the early days of humanity, when the earth was still young and its inhabitants lived in harmony with the Creator. The sons of God, celestial beings of unimaginable beauty and power, descended from their heavenly abode. These beings, who were not fully divine but still of the heavenly order, found themselves drawn to the daughters of men, mortal women who were beautiful and full of life. It was said that the sons of God saw the beauty of these women and took them as wives, and from this union, the Nephilim were born. They were not like ordinary men, nor were they fully divine. They were something in between, giants in both stature and strength, with knowledge and wisdom beyond that of ordinary humans. Some even believed they possessed powers that were not of this world. But their existence was not without consequence. As the Nephilim grew in power, they began to bring chaos to the earth. They were mighty, yes, but their hearts were corrupted. They turned their strength against the very creation they had been a part of, spreading violence and destruction wherever they went. The balance of nature was disturbed, and the Creator, seeing the wickedness of humanity in the Nephilim, decided that the earth had become too corrupt. And so, the flood came. The flood was not just an act of divine punishment, but a cleansing, a way of restoring balance. The Nephilim, who had lived among men and fallen into corruption, were taken away. Their time on earth ended. But their legacy, shrouded in mystery, lived on. As Ezra spoke, Nathanael felt a deep stirring within his heart. The Nephilim, though they had caused great destruction, were also a reminder of the delicate balance between the divine and the earthly. Their existence challenged the very idea of what it meant to be human and divine, good and evil. They were, in many ways, a metaphor for the dangers of crossing boundaries and the consequences of actions that defy natural laws. Ezra continued, his voice lowering as though sharing a secret. The story of the Nephilim is not just about giants or fallen angels, Nathanael. It is about the nature of temptation, of power, and of the consequences that come when humanity forgets its place in the grand design of the Creator. The Nephilim remind us that we must never let pride and power blind us to the truth. When we step beyond our boundaries, we risk losing everything. Nathanael sat in silence, absorbing the weight of Ezra's words. He had always been fascinated by the supernatural, but now he realized that these stories were not simply myths or fables, they were lessons, warnings from a time long ago that still held relevance in the world today. Days passed, and Nathanael's thoughts continued to dwell on the Nephilim. But as he meditated on the lessons from Ezra, he began to notice something. These ancient mysteries weren't just about the past. They were alive in the present, too. The stories of the Bible, with all their strange and powerful imagery, were reflections of the struggles that every human faces: temptation, pride, power, and the constant battle between light and darkness. One evening, as Nathanael walked along the banks of the Jordan River, deep in thought, he was approached by a stranger. The man was tall, dressed in simple robes, and had an air of wisdom about him that made Nathanael pause. "You seek the truth," the man said, his voice soft but commanding. "But the truth is not always as simple as you believe. The mysteries you seek are not just stories, but mirrors of the soul." The Nephilim, the giants, they were not just giants in size, but in their hearts, their pride. And in every heart, there is a seed of the Nephilim. Nathanael looked at the man, intrigued. "What do you mean?" The stranger's eyes shone with understanding. The Nephilim were not just beings of great stature, but representations of human ambition unchecked. They were the embodiment of power without wisdom, strength without compassion. "Look within yourself, Nathanael. We all carry the seed of the Nephilim in us, our desires, our ambitions, our flaws. The challenge is to recognize them, to resist their pull, and to walk the path that leads to humility and understanding." As the stranger spoke, Nathanael felt a surge of realization. The mysteries of the Bible were not just historical tales, they were lessons for all of humanity. The Nephilim were not merely ancient beings, they were a reflection of the dangers within every human soul. The real mystery, it seemed, was not about the giants of old, but about understanding the nature of the human heart and the choices we make. That night, Nathanael returned to his humble home, a sense of clarity washing over him. He had always believed that the most mysterious stories in the Bible were those that defied logic, the ones that spoke of angels and giants and strange visions. But now he understood, the true mystery was not in the story itself, but in the lessons they held. The Bible was not just a collection of ancient tales, it was a guide, a map for navigating the complexities of life. The Nephilim were not simply to be feared or wondered about, they were to be understood. They were a symbol of what happens when humanity gives in to pride, to unchecked ambition, to the desire for power. And their story was a reminder that we must always seek balance, humility, and wisdom in all our actions. Nathanael's journey was just beginning. The mysteries of the Bible had unveiled a deeper truth, one that would guide him as he sought to live a life of humility, compassion, and understanding. And with each step he took, the mysteries would unfold, not as riddles to be solved, but as lessons to be lived. As we've seen, the story of the Nephilim is not just about ancient beings or strange legends, it's a timeless lesson about the human heart, our ambitions, and the choices we make. The mystery of the Nephilim teaches us that true strength comes not from power, but from humility, compassion, and understanding. If this story resonated with you, and if you want to continue exploring the divine mysteries of the Bible, then don't forget to subscribe to Divine Mystery Story. We'll continue to uncover ancient truths, reveal the hidden lessons, and dive deep into the stories that shape our understanding of the divine. Click the notification bell so you never miss a new video, and join our growing community as we explore the mysteries that connect us all to a higher purpose. Remember, the answers are not just in the stories, they are within us all. Let's continue to seek, together.